Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Hope everybody is doing well. You guys, I'm back. Let me give you a little bit of an update because you can see in the back of me nothing is done. Don't judge. Ladder still up because I was supposed to have painted by now, but unfortunately things didn't work out. So let me explain. First and foremost, hope everybody is doing well. I am so glad to be back filming. So this is how everything went down. Got the door done. It's looking, if I may say so myself, it's looking fantastic. 90% of it is complete because I still want to actually do something. I think I want to frost the glass so you can't see in. But anyway, I'll see how that goes. So in the midst of everything, I thought it was a brilliant idea and just start decluttering my whole house because I actually had Mission of Hope come and pick up like furniture that I didn't need anymore, and like odds and ends and old TVs and stuff like that. So I decided to clean out the closets, the rooms, what didn't need to be there anymore. You know how you just collect a whole lot of junk and you just don't need it anymore. But anyway, as I say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So I just took everything out. It was not getting used. Didn't use it in 6 months. It was out the door. When Mission of Hope, the guys did come to pick everything up, I thought I was a power woman, and I decided to pick up the 65-inch TV on my own. So when I bent down to pick it up, I just felt something in my back, and you guys, I threw my back out. It was so painful. I am much better right now. No worries, I am good. I still have to take things a little bit easy, but it is what it is. We just got to keep it pushing. And as you can see, I can't get time to myself. There she is in the corner there, my baby, just on her phone. It feels so good to be back recording in a decent space. I promise you, not in the comfort of my bed, but it wasn't comfortable at all. Let me just make the disclaimer and then we're going to get into everything. Please do not take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. So as you saw from my previous video, Katie Joy has been sued. I get it. A lot of people are happy about this. They're excited. They say she gets what she deserves. I get it. I truly get it. Because at the end of the day, when do you learn? You've been down this road before. Why would you want to go and repeat the same thing? Knowing what you went through, the stress you went through. But then on the other hand, how do you feel bad, for a person like this that has no boundaries, that thinks they know it all? She leaves nobody no choice to do anything else. But these are the choices that she made, okay? Curiosity really got the better of me. After that live that she did Sunday night, I was actually on Google and I researched it, body language. And majority of the people said the same thing. And what I've learned, and this is just for educational purposes, I'm not saying this is true, but it makes a lot of sense. What I've learned is that the right side of the brain is more creative, whereas the left side is logic. So when a person is talking and they don't give direct eye contact, not that direct eye contact means anything, but when they look up and look right, they're reaching to create or embellish the story. But then when you're looking left, you're trying to recollect the story that you were told. And Katie Joy looked to her right a lot of times. I'm not coming in here and saying like I am this brilliant person, I am perfect. But you can see when a person is fabricating or embellishing the story, adding on their own little tidbits. That's how I felt. Which that live truly infuriated me, but we'll get into that. So as of yesterday, when I filmed that video telling you guys how she got pocket served by Robert Shinn, 7M, whatever you want to call it, she just couldn't stop. She could not stop. It's like, what's the use, me personally, because I can only speak for myself. If I was in that situation, it's like, oh, hell no. Let me just let this go, deal with my attorney, deal with things behind the scenes, just to safeguard myself. But that's just me. But not Katie Joy. I was on her Instagram last night, and in my opinion, making an ass of herself. Making a total ass of herself. Then she posts this: I have been hearing bits and pieces that 7M is putting evidence together against you, but I haven't seen any proof yet. But info on the Zoom deposition meeting with Todd Chrisley has been posted since it's public record. I'm sure with Todd Chrisley's lawsuits and maybe 7M, you will have your discovery ready, and it'll probably go nowhere since you don't report on anything and you don't have concrete proof of. I wouldn't worry about it if I were you. I have no idea what this is about, to be clear. I have not been deposed by Todd Chrisley. I have not deposed Todd Chrisley. The lawsuit is presently waiting for a ruling by the judge on our motion to dismiss. Todd has his criminal trial set for May. At this point, his lawsuit is really not going to happen until I believe his criminal case is resolved. All depositions that are public are not a part of the lawsuit with Todd. Maybe it's for another case. He has multiple civil cases right now. Me personally, in my entire life, I've never come across a know-it-all like Katie Joy. I'll be lying to you. Honestly. Does she not get it? Does she not know about just ignoring stuff? Why does she feel she needs to explain to people? If it's of no relevance, she knows where she stands. Let them think what they want to think. Who cares? But not Katie Joy. Next post. She takes this off of Walking Sisters 2, which she's just been served. But she is still stalking this page. Thanks, Mom and Dad and Mel. And Walking Sisters 2 says, thanks you guys, Mom, Dad, and Melanie, and your involvement with this literally out of control stalker KJ. Another brand deal of mine was cancelled. I told you that keeping your posts up of KJ shows you are continuing to support her, and you literally ignore me and don't respond to my text. You guys are just sitting in the background on your butts watching this woman do all this dirty work, where you are harassing me and James and now his family. It's disgusting. And you are partners in all the illegal stuff she does. It's like you're enjoying this. I don't want to believe this. Your silence speaks louder than you think. Hashtag free Miranda, and on and on and on. So Kelly and Dean are to blame for this, not me? I'm confused here, because if that's the case, the wrong person has been sued also. These kinds of posts will not help in court. And here we go again, you guys. Does this not remind you guys about the Tati case? Who was to blame? Jeffree Star was to blame for Tati suing her, because Jeffree Star and Shane wants to bring Tati. This is a whole hot mess. Then she says, so do you want this to end, or do you want to keep defaming me? It's amazing how Katie is quick to recognize or to think that people is defaming her. But she forgets how she sits on her Instagram live and begs for people to sue her. I've been told that multiple production companies are working on a docuseries on 7M. Does that mean you sue them? What about Lydia, who spoke to The Sun? I'm going to get into that. What about Rolling Stone, Daily Beast, Daily Mail, etc.? Suing me doesn't make this go away. Also, I don't believe there has been anyone ignoring text messages. I also don't believe Miranda wrote this, since she's in New Orleans at an event. I don't know how people follow up, because there is so much fucking brain cells that you can lose. It's unbelievable. For you to post something on social media doesn't mean you have to be in one specific place, Katie Joy. Secondly, the reason they're not going after the Daily Beast, the Daily Mail, the Sun, I read the Sun's article on this. They quoted Lydia. They physically spoke to Lydia. Katie Joy, you put allegations out there like there's no tomorrow. You read off of court records and then you put your own spin on it. Won't show the court records, but people must just believe what you are reading. So what are you trying to say? Is that your source is Lydia? She goes on and she says, this didn't age well. Without a crystal ball or clue, deliver us from evil. Not only KJ has accepted her husband's invitation to enter the cult, but it seems to be a special type of cult, that is OC cult. Her husband's band, Canis Darius, whatever that name is a satanic band. Record label he signed to, body band, whatever that word is, a known satanic label. Canis Darius used to have an Instagram account, and in that account, since deleted, shows animal sacrifices. KJ bewitches her subs to follow her without their knowledge. Hashtag witch, hashtag bewitched. According to 7M, admitted unofficial accounts, I am the devil and my husband is satanic. No, they didn't say that, Katie Joy. I am being sued. Laughing emoji, hysterical. Then she posts 7M wrote this about me too. Who is Katie Joy? Is she a cult expert, journalist, humanitarian, or cult victim advocate? Or is she a con artist or a scammer who is out for clickbait and money? Her latest targets are very popular TikTok and IG dancers, creators, and their management group called 7M. Who is 7M? 7M Group says they are artists and producers that have joined forces with the top management team to make a mark on social media and bridge the gap with traditional TV and film media. Who is Katie Joy? Katie Joy is an expert manipulator and ruthless persecutor of the church. She is a charismatic leader who is able to garner cult-like following. Many are her conquests, including her rabid followers, whom she turns on and attacks whenever she feels betrayed or opposed. Up until now, nobody has been able to bring her down despite countless number of celebrities and victims who have suffered at her hands. That I agree with. Why? Katie is not a regular person. She is obsessed and has a spirit that is unholy. Think Blair Witch Project. She will hurt anybody, and this is a warning. She will hurt anybody unless you are spiritually protected. Both her targets and her followers proceed with caution. This is hilarious. She responds that she says, they called me the Blair Witch Project in this one. Then they tagged literal accounts that stalked and harassed me. I cannot. They are suing me. I have full support of my team, which isn't going away. Now hold up. Hold up. This is just my opinion. This is just my thoughts, okay? This team of Katie Joyce, okay? This team, they are not going anywhere. They're in full support of her. And why is that? One of two things. They are highly confident that there's some shit going down. Number two, that's your paycheck. And when you fair game, you don't sue knowing the counter suits are real. For the record, they repeatedly reference a lawsuit that I won. The case was dismissed in court. I won when the case was dismissed. Absolutely, Katie Joy, 100% agree. So what do you call when they came to Minnesota to file there? What did you do? You settled. You gave up your source. In my books, that's not a win, because at the end of the day, you came out of that with nothing. We're only hearing your side of the story, which you said yourself that they found there was no defamation on your part. That's what we're hearing from you. We're not hearing from the other side. And we all know there are three sides to the story. His side, her side, and the truth in the middle. Let's move on. The other lawsuits have gone nowhere and will go nowhere. Love your confidence, Katie Joy. Absolutely love your confidence. Getting sued is like a badge of honor at this point. What? Seriously, KJ? let me just explain something, and this is my thought process, okay? And let me be clear again, I'm not coming to the defense of Robert Shinn. If Katie Joy can come and sit on a high chair recliner and state to her audience that Robert Shinn cannot reference himself as a doctor, it's illegal. He's committing crimes by doing that. He no longer has a license. So if you're saying it's a badge of honor, and we know by now that in your dismissal against Todd Chrisley, you classing yourself as a journalist. So why is it that a man that went to medical school, spends all their time in medical school, passed medical school, got whatever education he needed for medical school, cannot reference or refer to himself as doctor, but you that has got jack shit, absolutely not a bit of credentials when it comes to being a journalist, it's okay for you to class yourself as a journalist? How does that make sense, Katie Joy? How? A huge shout out and thank you so much to Without a Crystal Balls for allowing me to actually use these screenshots that she has posted on her Twitter, because KJ has actually deleted quite a few of these screenshots and her Instagram lives. So who's the one that got things to hide now? But anyway, if you want to go follow her, I will leave her link or her handle to her Twitter down in the description box. Not 7M. Now there's actually a backstory to this, which we will get into. And she says, this account is not 7M. I'm pretty sure Rhonda from Twitter runs this account. She's super intense and totally loves me. She's been trolling me for 2 years, so she's not new, but you can report her post for bullying. And this is what Katie Joy posted. Whoa there, Rhonda. You'll keep calling me Shirley, but I identify as Robert Shinn's left kneecap and Todd Paulson's limb. You get that emoji. Get it right. This account was started several months ago after my first was shut down and after Without a Crystal Ball had a big old diaper tantrum and mass reported my account. My last one was started in October of 2021, way before this hashtag Robert Shinn nonsense took off. I have been around in the anti-KJ community for a hot minute. My account is calling her out. Hashtag 7M Dance Crew is a byproduct of the chaos and manic obsession hashtag Katie Joy has for whatever topic she's hyper focused on at the moment. When she finally tires of its Miranda Derrick at B- and the rest of the 7M management, my content will shift to whomever she is harassing then. The dancers will always have a safe space here. I will follow them and like and support their content. But my page is not ever will be an account that posts about them exclusively. Those who follow me know I am the queen of the hashtag WOACB cults. And all are allowed to join. We will drink our coffee and snark on Without a Crystal Ball official shenanigans. It's fun. Want to join my cults? Hashtag stop Katie Joy. Hashtag Katie Joy is a liar, and on and on and on. Katie Joy used this woman's picture and tying this woman to this account when that's not true. This woman is the owner of Denver on the Verge. Katie Joy actually shouted her out on one of her lives or something, if I'm not mistaken, in reference to what a fantastic job she's doing calling out 7M and the dancers, etc, etc, etc. And then she gives her own statement. But before we get into that, check out what KJ said about this person, thinking this person is attached to Without a Crystal Balls. I cannot. She makes fun of my crooked chin and also calls me a diaper butt. She calls herself the queen of the anti-KJ cult. She's a gem. We should mass report her account so she can say I'm having a massive diaper tantrum. She runs the Without a Crystal Balls account and literally needs some serious help. Katie Joy, I clearly think that you are the one that needs to take a time out. Honestly. When Katie Joy actually realizes that she put the wrong face to the wrong Instagram account, she deleted that post and she came back and she apologized. Last night I shared a post of this along with the photo. I assumed the photo was of the person outing themselves as the owner of the account. The caption was all about them and not about anything but them. Naturally, I assumed the photo was them. The photo was not of them, but someone that knows Miranda. I am so sorry to this person for posting the picture and my insensitive comments about their appearance. I never should have shared the photo and I apologize to this person. Last night was a mess, but it doesn't excuse my mistake. This is apparently drama happening where accounts are accusing a family friend of the Wilkins as being a Shinn troll. I can attest that the person that's been accused of being a troll is a friend of Kelly's and they have been friends since they were children. She's not a troll. She is not on the Shinn side. She is someone fighting for her friend and a young woman that she loves and cares for. I am going to continue to do my job. I'm going to continue my investigation. I am also going to request that the drama stop on all sides. Look in the mirror, KJ, and say that to yourself. She is a good person and doesn't deserve this, nor does the other friend that asked for my help and I was too confused to understand what to do. You got to be kidding. This person came out and says, thank you for the apology, Katie. This will be my last comment on this matter. I met the Wilkins as Melanie was moving out to pursue a career with her sister. They were the sweetest girls, and seeing two sisters who loved each other and had fun doing what they loved made me follow them on their journey. Their parents were kind and polite. Dean helped me load a bunch of things from a friend's basement into my car to drop off at Goodwill while the girls looked for things they could use in their new home. So when I noticed the shift in their joint account over a year ago, I knew something horrible must have happened. Everything I've posted and done since the Wilkins family went public was to help Miranda. I assume she means Miranda and her family. I still wish them luck. It's going to be an uphill battle again to whatever of disgusting trolls and people who have nothing more than spare time invested in this horrible tragedy. Miranda, I pray someday you read this and know that you can find peace in religion without having to give your time, money, and soul. God doesn't want any of that. Just greedy men do. You are a beautiful and talented woman, and I pray someday you are truly free. Good luck to the Wilkins and Katie. I hope you've learned your lesson with Katie, and I truly hope that at the end of the day you sincerely meant good luck to Katie and stay away from Katie, because she will not hesitate to throw anybody under the bus. And then she comes with updates on this account. Not me, but it's back. His Exposing 7M account says they were mass reported for hate speech and threats. It's odd the Balls accounts exist given that's all they do. This account is not me, it's not affiliated with me, and I don't know who they are. I share stories of theirs that are relevant. Just because an account is covering a situation doesn't make them me. Clapping hands emoji. Robert Shinn sues me over this article. An article published by The Sun 7 days ago is listed in the lawsuit against me. Statements that Lydia Chung made to The Sun are listed as statements that I made against Robert. I shared a quote Lydia gave to The Sun about her time in Shekinah Church. I cannot be sued for statements someone else said, nor for an article by another outlet. Am I wrong to say when Katie Joy reported the story, she said her source? She didn't say she is quoting from the Sun's article. She only says her source. So I'm assuming that the Shinns think that Katie Joy is dealing and corresponding with Lydia Chung. Just a thought. Robert Shinn denies he is a cult leader from the Sun's article. Shinn and 7M vehemently deny the claims and accuse the Wilkins of turning Miranda's private family matters into a tawdry public scandal for clicks and clout. I agree to that to a certain extent, okay? Yes, I understand their parents, they were desperate to actually, get their kid back. But their worst downfall, in my opinion, was to start communicating with Katie Joy. Because, let's not forget one thing, when Katie Joy did a live, when was it? Maybe 2 weeks ago, which is now deleted, she stated in that live how Dean snuck. She said, "Oh, Dean, how can you just sneak in?" Or Dean just snuck into her live. Then she was love bombing them like there's no tomorrow. And she says that she has their back. She even spoke about Melanie and how well Melanie's man treats her. Fantastic. But there was no relevance for her adding all this. Just my opinion. Then she goes on and she posts about Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker tying the knot. And then she reports on the Duggars. And then back to the Shinns, and she says, Robert Shinn is suing me for publishing protected court records which I did not publish. Why is Katie putting all this for the public? Why? But anyway, she says, in Robert Shinn's complaint against me, he alleges that I published confidential court records that were under protective order. On the Orange County website, documents not available are listed as NV. This means you cannot buy or read the documents. The documents available to the public can be purchased online. WOACB has only published documents that are available for purchase on the court website for this lawsuit. We have not published records listed NV because they are not accessible. So we will not know that until we get more information and probably see why and which court records you were allowed to read, and or if those records that you were reading on your Instagram live was accessible to you or not. Just saying. Then she posts that she has COVID. Back to the Duggars. Katie Duggar wears jeans. Sound the fucking alarms. The Duggars are wearing jeans. The Chrisley defendants and Braddock were essentially committing a Ponzi scheme. In a response motion to Todd Chrisley requesting evidence related to alleged bank fraud not being included at trial, the US government alleged that Chrisley's and a former employee Braddock were essentially committing a Ponzi scheme. They allegedly took out loans to pay off other loans when they could no longer obtain loans. The government alleges they attempted to cover up their involvement. The Chrisleys have pled not guilty to the charges. The trial is scheduled for May 16, 2022. And then she goes and she reports on Cody Brown. Then we go right back to the Chrisleys. 2019 post used as evidence against Todd and Julie Chrisley. Now, what have we all learned from Emily D. Baker? Lawsuits. The allegation in lawsuits are just that, allegations and not facts. A post made in 2019 by Todd Chrisley is being used against him and Julie. The US government, in a response motion, the government states that Todd Chrisley admitted that fraud, forgery, and creating phony documents occurred. However, Todd blamed his former employee for the crimes. Todd wrote, I've never talked about this publicly before, but there's been a cloud hanging over Julie and me and our entire family for the past 7 years. It all started back in 2012. When we discovered that a trusted employee of ours had been stealing from us big time. I won't go into details, but it involved all kinds of really bad stuff like creating phony documents, forging our signatures, and threatening our employees with violence if they said anything. We even discovered that he illegally bugged our home. Needless to say, we fired that guy and took him to court. And that's when the real trouble started. To get revenge, he took a bunch of his phony documents to the US attorney's office and told them we had committed all kinds of financial crimes like tax evasion and bank fraud. That got their attention all right, but once we had a chance to explain who he was and what he'd done to us, they realized it was all a bunch of nonsense and they sent him on his way. The US attorneys alleged that Todd knew about the fraud, but they also state the alleged fraud didn't stop after the employee was fired. They presented evidence of both Julie and Todd allegedly fabricating invoices, bank statements, and receipts to receive loans and reimbursement from their production company with NBC. Todd and Julie Chrisley have pled not guilty to the crimes. They do not want evidence of the uncharged alleged fraud to be allowed at trial. A judge is yet to rule. Hashtag Todd Chrisley, hashtag Chrisley knows best, hashtag USA Network, and hashtag reality TV. Now, Katie Joy is 100% confident that her case is going to be dismissed because she feels it's frivolous. All I can say, I commend her for her confidence. I truly do. Because me, myself, I would be shitting myself. Come hell or high water, even if I am 100%, 1,000,000% confident that I am going to win a court case, I'm going to shut my mouth, I am going to lay low, and I'm going to mind my business. Because I am messing with no law. I'm not messing with no federal judges. I'm not messing with no criminal judges, no civil judges, nobody. I'm just going to zip it until everything is said and done. Not in Katie's case. Because Katie Joy feels she is invincible. She feels that she is above it all. That's all I can think of. Please let me know what you guys think of. Because why would somebody poke the bear? So this was the last post, and I'm sure Katie Joy is going to keep posting and posting as of 5 o'clock this evening. This was the last post. So she posted, Miranda Derrick supporter. Miranda has made statements and said you aren't getting back to her and haven't condemned Katie Joy yet. Katie Joy is now being sued by at least 4 different parties. Spends 16 hours a day stalking your daughter. Katie mocks, ridicules, and body shames Miranda consistently. 100% agree with that. What exactly is your intention, Kelly? If it's her safety, it backfired. Because of you, she's in actual danger now. Condemn Katie already. Speak to a psychologist immediately. This is terrible. To which Katie says, this comment is actually terrifying. So because Kelly won't publicly condemn me or others that are reporting on the 7M situation, I am being sued? Is this some sort of intimidation tactic being used to try to force the Wilkins' hand? 4 parties are not suing me. 1 lawsuit was dismissed. 1 lawsuit hasn't even been filed in court and hasn't gone anywhere because I filed counterclaims. 1 lawsuit is waiting on a hearing for a dismissal due to the lawsuit being frivolous. Anyone can file lawsuits. It doesn't mean anything happens. What I do is that I will never be silenced or intimidated to stop reporting, and that is your fucking problem, Katie Joy. It's all about you. This is not all about you right now, Katie Joy. You have a family. And this is the fucking thing that pissed me off, okay? I'm going to be as honest as ever. Katie Joy, the weekend when she was going all out on Robert Shinn, Hannah Shinn, Catherine, James. I'm talking about absolutely fucking disgusting. Where was her son, you guys? I'm sure you guys know by now that her son has COVID. This woman from Friday, Saturday, Sunday sat on her Instagram live talking about bullshit. When it comes to my children, anything else is bullshit. And it should be with Katie Joy too. When your son has COVID, And what's more important to you is to come and act like a big shot and this high and mighty woman that nobody can touch, and call out the Shinns and tell the Shinns, come and sue me. Because if you sue me, everything will come out. Katie Joy, let me tell you something. If you really felt any one of these 11 dancers are actually in trouble, or they were in a bad situation, you, and I quote, have audio, video, photos, emails, thousands of emails. Why the fuck have you not gone to authorities? And don't give me the bullshit authorities won't listen. You so claim to feel bad for them. Who is the one that sits on their Instagram that disgraced James for being a deadbeat dad? This guy pays child support. This guy sees his son. I'm going to put his ex-wife's statement where she says he sees his dad a few times a year. That's not a deadbeat dad, Katie Joy. This woman, this ex-wife of B-Dash, shame on you for allowing Katie Joy to exploit your son. Give out his name, his date of birth. How do you think your son would feel when he goes to school and the other kids are talking to him about his dad? You allowing somebody that gives a shit, in my opinion, about her own child, permission to exploit your son, your son's pain. Shame on you, Angela. And let's not forget, once again, 11 dancers in this group. Never go against the church members, only the dance group. And to my knowledge, there's nearly 50 members in the church. But only the dancers were being targeted. The dancers were being persecuted by KJ, in my opinion, for their beliefs. Look what she did to Miranda. She has not stopped degrading Miranda. All the time she's saying it's not about Miranda. But who's the first one Katie Joy goes to? Is Miranda. Talking about her body type. Talking about how men wouldn't want to even look at her because men are not into girls, women like her. Now Katie Joy is the expert in statistics. Why are you guys that flock to Katie Joy allow this? At the end of the day, she started this all wrong, and it's going to end all wrong, in my opinion. If she had all her ducks in a row, she knew exactly why the fuck does she not go to authorities, do things on the down low. So like she said, she's not giving Robert Shinn a heads up on what they're doing. She gave Robert Shinn step by step on what she was fucking doing, in my opinion. What's going to happen now, Katie Joy? You're going to pay all these thousands of dollars to fight all these frivolous lawsuits, as per your words. You are just as disgraceful, in my opinion. And to end that statement of her, she says, but this is an open threat to Kelly, it seems. But try to figure out who owns this account. Katie Joy, that's what you fucking have a team for. Take care of yourself that has COVID. Take care of your son that has COVID with the bad cough. Get the fuck off social media. Take a break. Rest that brain of yours. Because the courts of public opinion is not going to help you. So I just went, you guys, and I checked to see if she posted again, and sure enough she did. And she says Miranda's safety brought up again. She is still fucking inserting herself. Still inserting herself. So how do you feel sorry for somebody like this? This is the second time that Miranda or an affiliated account have brought up the Miranda as either in danger or not safe. They blame Kelly for causing brands not to work with her because she hasn't denounced me. Katie Joy, the reason they're blaming Kelly is because Kelly opened the door to you, and you are the one that was encouraging the public to go after these brands and to get their sponsorships yanked from them. You encouraged the internet, remember? Do your thing, internet. Except I'm not the only person that has reported the story. I found dozens of articles on the situation and numerous videos by other YouTube creators. How would denouncing me change anything? What is the end goal here? I've heard that multiple production companies are working on series about the situation. Huge companies. How is one single person with a way smaller following truly the risk here? Where did we all hear that one before? And we can say it all at once. Tarty lawsuit. A smaller following. But that following is growing and growing and growing. How? I don't know. I have a strong belief, my opinion, that Kelly and Dean did not respond to her. These are the screenshots she's posted, claiming Kelly never responded to her. Hey, just wanted to let you know that I will be out of town April 2nd and 3rd on a job with James. Next one. Hey Dad, Dad feels better to say. Just wanted to say hi and send you a letter that I came across that I think would be good for you to read. I posted this on my page and just wanted to send because I feel like maybe hearing it from someone else will help you understand where I'm coming from. And it was, why are you punishing your daughter? You could easily stand up for your daughter and denounce Katie. Your daughter is begging this woman to stop and this person will not. She has stated she will not. I'm not putting it out there that you are not working with this woman. You are signing the go-ahead for her harassment and stalking to continue. By not listening to your daughter, you are pushing her further and further away. Right now, she is battling Katie Joy and her army and you. Take it from me, my mom and I got in a very big argument after I had my triplets. She wanted to tell me how I had to do things and I didn't want to do them right away. According to her, she'd let me know after so long I had enough. I went off on her and in the middle of a campground parking lot, not caring who could hear me screaming at the top of my lungs at my mother. We did not work it out. We both set our own boundaries and our relationship now is great. It took 3 months to get to the point of just speaking without feeling awkward. What I'm trying to say, let your daughter live her life her way. You are the mother. You want the best for her, but she is an adult, free to make her own decisions, blurring personal photos and information. Hi Grammy, just want to send you a text saying that I'm thinking about you and I love you. I love you too, sweetheart. And I think of you all the time. Hope you're doing well. Take care of yourself. We wish you spend time together maybe this summer. Hopefully we can spend time together this summer. Katie Joy is still doing the same fucking thing. It's like, can she not just let this go? Just work behind the scenes. To me, this tells me all this what she's doing is to say fuck you to everything and everybody. She will do what she wants to do. Her lawyers, I'm assuming, is telling her, no, she's good, she's fine, she's okay, she can keep on doing what she's doing. Again, I'm going to say, I do not come into the defense of Robert Shinn, but what I am saying is that if Katie felt that these people were in harm's way, she went about it all wrong. The way I looked at it personally is that if you have teenagers, you know about K-pop groups, okay? So talking about this with my daughters who are huge K-pop fans, and it sounds like Robert Shinn and the management team is using the same management tactics as the management of the K-pop groups. I'm not saying that they are not in danger. I'm not saying they are in danger. That's just what I thought from the beginning. When it comes to me, I like to see proof. You know, when Katie went off on Diane Sawyer, when Diane Sawyer did the documentary on Heaven's Gate, she made this big hoopla about Diane Sawyer calling the leader of this Heaven's Gate cracked. If you really watch the documentary and understand why she used the word cracked, you would understand. But you see, Katie is always so quick to jump at things and try be the first to report, to get the story, to get the scoop. This is my most favorite quote from Nelson Mandela. It says, lead from the back and let others believe they are in front. I don't know, it just seems that she is spiraling, she's leading towards the edge. It makes no sense. Somebody can be so oblivious, no self-awareness, She is who she is. She's going to keep being polarizing. She's going to keep being problematic. Karma is real. The higher you climb, the harder you fall. I'm not wishing any harm on Katie Joy, but she still will not humble herself. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much to all my members. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I truly, truly do. You guys are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Have a wonderful rest of your week. For all those that are in the south, please stay safe during these heavy storms and just shitty weather. But it was a good day to sleep today during the day. Have a fantastic rest of your week, you guys. Please be safe out there. Don't forget, be kind to one another, and please make good memories. Bye, guys.